I was mistaken for the janitor at my own company. The executive who mocked me is now interviewing for a job he doesn't know I am hiring for. Could you empty the trash on your way out? It's overflowing. The man in the expensive suit didn't even look up from his phone as he addressed me. I glanced down at my jeans and worn Stanford hoodie, then at the conference room trash can he was pointing to. It was Friday night at 10 p.m. and I was walking the floors of my tech company Pern, something I do monthly to get a feel for the cast when most employees have gone home. Sorry, I said, genuinely confused. He sighed dramatically, finally looking up. The trash, can you take it? And we need more coffee for tomorrow's presentation. He gestured to an empty pot. I realized he thought I was part of the night cleaning staff. I opened my mouth to clarify, then stopped. In the 6 years since founding Get Coolidge Mints, I'd learned that sometimes it's more illuminating to observe than correct. Sure thing, I said, taking the trash and heading for the door. Wait, he called after me. Are you new? I haven't seen you before, started recently, I replied truthfully. Our company had grown from 30 to 300 employees in the past year. As CEO, I could know everyone anymore. Well, make sure the copy's ready by 8 a.m. The executive team will be here early, big presentation for the CEO. He smirked. Though between us, I am actually running the show. She's just the founder who got lucky with her rich daddy's money and connections. I froze, not because of the insult Pern. I'd heard variations of it before as a female tech founder, but because I suddenly recognized him. James Peterson, our recently hired Breeming of Salise, who'd been with us for just 2 months. Got it, I said, leaving with the trash before I said something I'd regret. The next morning, I arrived at 7:30 a.m. in a tailored suit, my usual work attire. The executive team was gathering for our quarterly review where department heads would present their results. James was setting up his presentation, looking considerably more anxious than he had last night. Our CEO made introductions. James, have you met Sarah yet? She's been in back-to-back investor meetings since you joined. The color drained from his face as he extended his hand. Sarah Chen, the CEO, nice to officially meet you, I said, shaking his hand. Thanks for the heads up about the coffee last night. I made sure it was ready this morning, to his credit. He didn't deny or make excuses, but his presentation was a disaster. He stumbled through slides, contradicted his own data, and avoided eye contact with me entirely. 2 weeks later, he resigned. I wished him well, and thought that was the end of it. Until today, piled 8 months later, when I was reviewing candidates for our new Chief Revenue Officer position, a familiar name appeared on the schedule. James Peterson. He'd applied through a recruiting firm that hadn't connected the dots to his previous brief employment with us. I considered having Casher cancel the interview, but curiosity won out. How would he explain his 2-month tenure at Park? Would he recognize me immediately, or had he convinced himself our night encounter never happened? His interview is scheduled for tomorrow morning. I've had a hoodie and jeans laid out identical to what I wore that night. I plan to conduct the initial interview in casual clothes before changing for the formal panel, not to embarrass him but to see if he's learned anything. In tech, we talk constantly about failing forward and growing from mistakes. I am genuinely curious if he has. People often misjudge me because I am young, female, and don't look like their idea of a CEO. Some assume I had help or took shortcuts. The truth. My Rick daddy died when I was 12. I built tech from a dorm room startup to a company valued at $200 million through scholarships, student loans, and sleeping under my desk for 3 years. Tomorrow isn't about revenge. It's about seeing if someone capable of dismissing others based on appearance deserves a second chance at a company where we value every employee part, including our actual janitorial staff who I know by name and who deserve better than being treated as invisible. Sometimes the most powerful position isn't behind a CEO's desk. Sometimes it's behind a trash can, seeing who people really are when they think no one important is watching.